Hey there, BookTube. Noah. Everyone who reads and must converse is the channel here. I think you already know. So very cool. It looks like it's on. So Streamlabs here, the app that I use for doing lives. Streamlabs has updated since my last live, and it looks different. You know, like the whole, you know, what's on the screen looks different, and I wasn't sure that it was just totally right, but I can see it. So very cool. I think we're set to go. So welcome to the channel. Everyone who reads it must converse. And, you know, just a quick live tonight. And if it goes well, it goes up on the channel. If it doesn't, then all good. And we just have some fun around here. But I do have some ideas about what we want to, what I want to touch on. I'm in Georgia. For the Americans out there tuning in, I'm in Georgia. So, anybody who's sitting here watching the debacle of the election. Hey there, Bookish Bryants. Let's see if I can, usually I have my chat. Yep, there we go. Hey, Scott. What's up, Timmy? Nice to see y'all. Thanks for coming by. Is the music irritating or not? And I just don't know what kind of level. The microphone on this phone is super good and super sensitive. You know, like some of my videos, it sounds like I'm, you know, in the room with you. You know? and I mean, I just record off my phone. It's a Galaxy S10, but the microphone obviously picks up really well. But I'm playing some music in the background, and I wanted to know if what up, brah? I ain't finna read that. Man, you're always good for coming by, man. I really appreciate your, you always supporting the channel. Cool. Very cool, man. What I'm listening to is Poe. She's an artist that got very popular back, you know, early 90s alternative music. But she is the brother, or she is the sister of Mark Danielewski, the guy that wrote House of Leaves and other things, but he's most popular for writing House of Leaves. And she wrote this album called Haunted to go along with a lot of the House of Leaves material, a lot of that book. And it is so freaking good, I'm telling you. What's up, Becky? Thanks for coming by, for sure. Both the Bookish Bryants in the house. So, it's one of my favorite albums ever. She recorded it in her home studio. She is such a badass, and there's so many good tracks on this album. And it's a book lover's album, for sure. So there's a couple of things I wanted to ask and like see what people might think about for the future of the channel. Not necessarily big ideas, but just minor content ideas. Things I'm kicking around that I don't know if it's best, if it's going to be best. Sorry if I just wow. Becky's going to be reading House of Leaves next week. Yes, Becky. Okay, you're getting into some wild territory now. Now it's not near as horrifying as Perdido Street Station. There's not near this kind of trigger warnings or anything like that I would say like Perdido Street Station. But it is a bit of a trudge sometimes. I think you are so in for it, Becky. Hey, Mark. Thanks for coming by, brother. So, no worries about being here right on time. I mean, dude, I barely plan these things. You know what I mean? I just kind of, I got my YouTube studio on my laptop sitting here right in front of me. That's where I'm looking at the chat. So I'm going to move it a little closer. And if I just am glancing over this way, that's what I'm looking at. Hey, Mark. So thanks for coming by, man. So, I'm just like, I love House of Leaves. You might have seen my artist spotlight on Mark Danielewski. If not, check it out, Becky, because I mean, you know, reading a bunch of, you know, cozy fictions and mysteries and things like this, easy reads, narrative, you know, plot driven, character driven narratives. I don't know if you're going to dig House of Leaves the way that I dig House of Leaves. You know what I mean? House of Leaves is experimental fiction that is meant to be flexing what a novel can do. That's what it does. And it's amazing. It's like five narratives layered on top of each other before it even gets to you. And you're going to be like, yeah. Okay. I love it. I totally love it. I love everything about it. And as you can tell, because I have Poe, you know, just on constant play in my CD player over here in the bedroom. I barely ever play any music on it. But that's the CD that stays in there. So I read a bunch of big books. And I've noticed through my BookTube, I'm almost coming up on a year. The first of the year will be a 1-year anniversary for me. So I've noticed throughout this year that I read just a lot of big books over 700. And case in point, right now we're reading Perdido Street Station. Becky, Scott, y'all, Scott hasn't finished it yet, I don't think, but Becky's crushed it. Mark Richardson is in on it too. We're reading Perdido Street Station. It's a big beast anyways. I mean, it's 710 pages, and it's just a normal, you know, read for me. On top of that, what I'm reading right now is JR. We've talked about this a couple times. I'm not gonna, you know, bore you with it, but it's super fun and super funny if you do want to talk about it a little bit. I'm only on page like 120 of it, but it's like 725 pages of dense dialogue. So it's a beast. And on top of that, I was looking forward, you know, what do I got on the docket? Well, December, I'm reading Charles Dickens' David Copperfield with Lukash over at Totally Pretentious. 877 pages. Boom. All right. That's happening in December. In January, I'm reading 100 Years of Solitude by Gabriel Garcia Marquez with Spinelli Speets and Christy Louise at Dostoevsky in Space. And this one is sitting at, this edition is sitting at 415. So not quite the chunker. But still great. You know, what I really like. But then in February, I'm reading Thomas Pynchon's Against the Day. And we're going to do a read along with this if anybody wants to get in on this action. There's already like 2 or 3, maybe 4 of us that are going to read it. We'll do a Voxer group where we can just really talk it out while we do it, because this is a beast. And I mean, it is like 5 novels in one. And it is 1,075 pages. So this is by far the biggest chunkster of them all. I'm doing that February. So I was thinking, why not focus on that a little bit? If my channel, and this is just my reading style and what I really do, ain't it? It's such a great cover. And this is the reading copy. I have the hardcover first edition of this as well, but I love this edition because of the cover. The guy dive bombing the city. It's so beastie, ain't it? Let's get right up on it. So you can, you know, we'll do a little 3D effect. You know, ridiculous. I love this cover. So we're gonna have some fun. What's up, Steve? I mean, Steve, what do you know about Thomas Pynchon, Steve? Honestly, I have never heard you talk about Pynchon, but I have no doubt that you have had your share of modern, postmodern, epic beast books, and it is open. I mean, all my reads are open. I love nothing more than to read with people and there's no problem with somebody getting in on that, especially that Thomas Pynchon Against the Day. I'm gonna do a Voxer so that people can talk about it, so that we can help each other stay on track, help each other get what's going on. And it might not be fast. It might not be a fast read. I don't know who drew the cover. Who drew that? Because it is awesome. Yeah. Tullio Crawley. Tullio Crawley. 1939. It's called Nose Diving on the City. Oil on canvas. I know just because it says it on the back. Boom! Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Steve is Thomas Pynchon. You never knew. I love it. Very cool. Nah, you're too, you put out too, I mean, Steve, your content is so overwhelming. Okay, I can't. I can't believe how much content you put out there. I'm overwhelmed. And so, I do my best. I do my best to keep up. So I was thinking about doing a, or just kind of focusing on chunksters, just as a channel theme, just as something my channel's all about. And to do big books, you know, one a month, or, yeah, one a month is what it would be, you know, and read 12 a year. If I read them faster than man, Steve, you're too funny, man. I'm in Georgia. If y'all aren't aware, everybody that's here. What's up to the Lit House? If I tell you, everybody that's in the chat here is as far as what I've seen already, so many. Everybody that's here is content creators on YouTube. Check out To the Lit House, okay? Her channel is a brand new channel, and I just found it, and I'm loving her content, and it's super, super cool. You are definitely a cool chick. I like your how you're going at your channel, and I would just urge you to keep it real. Just keep it real, because you're gonna get where you want to be just by keeping it real like that. So yeah, I'm gonna do these. You know, these big books are on the docket. They're gonna happen. And then March, you know, we're coming right up to March of the Mammoths with that. And then Mark Nash and I are gonna read a William Gaddis. No. I think we're gonna read The Recognitions. I'm reading JR right now, but that is Gaddis' second book. So Mark Nash and I are gonna read The Recognitions, and it is a really, really cool idea. But I hear the book is very, very tough. So, you know, we're going to do March of the Mammoths, The Recognitions. And then after that, you know, I can just go at big books that are on my shelves. And see what hasn't been read that's big. I know that there's Mason and Dixon. I haven't read that. I don't know if I can handle two Pynchons that close together, but, you know, we'll try. Yeah, reading a Pynchon novel, just reading a Pynchon novel in a month is a challenge, because especially Against the Day, because it's over 1,000 pages. But I won't do anything with that. I won't read anything else along with that. I'll just do Against the Day. And if I finish early, then I'll tack something on the back end, you know? All good. Y'all are hilarious. Mark at Richardson Reads. I love your content, brother, and I love your new place. Your new little spot for your videos is really, really just cozy, man. Nice colors. It's a little warm room. I love it. I wish I had me one book room. I have my books strewn all throughout my house. All different places, you know what I mean? Yeah, keep it real. That's Aurelius all the way. Ain't finna read that. You got that right, buddy. Yeah, no shit, Steve. He said, Steve Donahue says he's read a Pynchon novel just in the time that this chat's been going on. No shit, man. I can't with you, man. Because, you know, it's taken all I have in me to read Perdido Street Station this month with JR. And, you know, they're both big books. But I feel like I'm going to get it done. But I don't know if I could put anything else on there with that. It's such a beast. But you definitely got a lot more, you know, experience reading. And just got it down a lot more, reading a lot more than me, brother. I appreciate that. Hey, you guys are gonna love, To the Lit House. You're gonna love her content, and she's brand new, so she only got like 5 or 6 videos. You know what I mean? It's not like she's got a lot, and I don't want to put any pressure on you, girl. You know. And just to be like, hey, you know, you better keep up the quality content. But I feel like she's just sharing herself. It's real authentic content, and it's just where I want to be on BookTube for sure. You know, just that real straight talk and talking about and talking about real stuff. Nietzsche. Dark Between Pages. Thank you for coming by. I appreciate that. So, any thoughts about big books? Doing big book focus? Probably nobody gives a crap. You know, I can do whatever I want to do, right? So if I want to do that to myself and read a big book every single month, the chunks are over 700 every single month, well then I can do that. And nobody gives a crap whether I do that or not. But I wanted to throw it out there and just see some ideas. If you haven't checked it out, Chandler Brossard's As the Wolf Howls at My Door. It's his final novel. In my last video, I read the whole back of that book on the video. You should check it out. It is amazing. And Steve, have you ever read Chandler Brossard As the Wolf Howls at My Door? Chandler Brossard's last book. I would be interested to know what your thoughts of it are. Steve not only read a Pynchon, but he's also made 5 or 6 videos while this chat's been going. No shit, man. It drives me nuts. I'm like I go to YouTube and of course, you know, I either scroll my feed or I go to subscriptions and I'm scrolling subscriptions because, you know, I watch a lot of great people and I love to see what they got going on. I love the weird name spelling, Nietzsche. But then you know, in the middle of the day, like when I least expect it, I'm going to go to my YouTube and I'm going to go to subscriptions and it's like 8 pictures of Steve. One of them's got Steve with Frida. You know what I mean? A couple of Steve with Frida. I love it. I love it, but you know, I just can't. I can't watch all that, man. It's you're gonna break my budget. Is what it comes down to, Steve. Okay, I can't. I mean, I think we all wish that we had a penguin wall, the way that Steve has a penguin wall. You know, it's very awesome. So awesome is what it comes down to. Once every few months. Yeah, I mean, you know, I read a chunkster once every few months. Wow. If you've never read as the wolf howls at my door, I think I just won the Has Steve Read It challenge. Bam! On the live stream, no less. I just crush the Has Steve Read It challenge. Just right. I mean, you know, that's what it takes. I don't even try, baby. All right? This is me. But in the last video, just like a little book talk video that I did, I read the entire back of that book. I urge you to check it out because it is crazy. But if you want to, I mean, I'll like read it right now. I'll read it right now. Yeah, we should have a... I watched all the Have Steve Read It tags and responses for sure. That was you know how I found BookTube. When I found BookTube first off, was finding Steve's channel, and they were doing a Dune read along. They were reading Dune through Frank Herbert's Dune, and I subbed. And I started subbing to anybody who was doing that read-along as well. And then all of a sudden, I had found the BookTube that wasn't, you know, Paperback Dreams and Murphy Napier and David Green and just these big people like that. So, Steve, come along with it. I mean, you might just crush it before February or whatever, but I'm going to read it in February for sure. I might start it a little before February, but I mean, I'd love to read a book along with you, man, and just to have the back and forth. And you know, that's what I really enjoy, and that's why I like BookTube so much, is because to get into what other readers are about and what other readers like, because I'm definitely not everybody's reader. I'm not the same reader as most readers out there, and I know that, and that's fine. You know what I mean? It's good. Thanks, Mark. Mark giving me props on crushing the Has Steve Read It tag. What I'm loving, I started that this morning, and I've gotten through like maybe a third of it, and it's Calvino's Hermit in Paris. This is autobiographical writings from Italo Calvino. This is great. The biggest portion of this book, it is 110 pages. Is one part called American Diary 1959 to 1960. So it is him traveling through America, and he comes into New York City. And you know, it's such an intellectual, such a very imaginative and wonderfully smart person Italo Calvino was, to get his thoughts on America, not knowing us except from, you know, from the outside perspective. But he's very cultured. You know, Italo Calvino lived in Paris. You know, he lived in Italy, many different places. And I think where he's from is from Turin. But he was born in in Cuba. You know what I mean? But, you know, he moved back to Italy before he was like 2 years old. But in Turin is where he lived, you know, I believe primarily. But he was a man of the world, you know. I mean, he was a traveler and all this kind of things. And to get his perspective on America is so fun. I'm having a great time with it. I just started it, like I said, this morning, but I've gotten, you know, 100 pages into it. It's really, really a great read. So let me see where we're at. I don't want to fall too. Yeah. It definitely is one of the best parts of BookTube. Steve says that one of his favorite parts of BookTube is that you're along for the ride with so many different readers. And that's it. You know, I sub to people, and then, you know, a month or two later, or like Mayberry Book Club, Matthew, at Mayberry Book Club, doing his Thomas Mann. I mean, I would like sit back and like prepare myself to work into Thomas Mann. You know what I mean? And do that, and he's doing a book club of it, or doing a read along of it and stuff like that. And it's just like, it's so cool. And I've been watching Summer's videos over at Cozy Reading with Quaker Cats, because she's doing the Mann read along with him, and it's just so cool to see regular readers tackling Thomas Mann. Okay, like, it's so awesome. Yes. Man, I'm so glad. I'm so glad, Becky, and Scott too, that y'all got on that Perdido Street Station, because I mean, and I've had it on my TBR since I started BookTube. My first TBR video had that edition of Perdido Street Station sitting on it, and I just never got to it this year. You know, so now is the time, and it is so damn good. It's so damn good. I'm at part 6, The Glass House. So where am I? 507, 510, 710. So we got 200 pages left. They're about to go into The Glass House. And I've read the first part of The Glass House. It's just awesome. Yeah, I'm not a big cat fan as well, Steve. I'm more of a dog person. And dude, Matthew's cats are monsters. Okay, they are beasts. They are lions. Very cool, Mark. Very cool. You're starting councils. That's a great chapter. But it's a very fast one. I crushed Councils Part 5 in Perdido Street Station very, very quickly. It's a fast one. A lot of action in that one. So I think you're in for it. So I don't know how much who's here is watching the What's up, Scion? Nice to see you, brother. Thanks for coming by. So I don't know how many here are up on the philosophical sci-fi series that I'm doing. I know that Mark Richardson, that you saw it and you said, yeah, I'm on board and stuff like that, like just down for it. But I wanted to throw out an idea because I was looking to... Matthew's cats are beautiful, okay? A lion is beautiful, okay? I don't want a lion next to me, right? That's how it is. I was looking to do some philosophical sci-fi, another video for that. Get him, Steve. Get him. Just so y'all know, Scion Das, that just joined, and I ain't finna read that, and I are kicking around doing short stories from David Foster Wallace' Oblivion starting in January as well. Just doing like one short story a month. So we're getting the books. We've already we've either got them or they're on their way, right? It's on the way. Because as far as David Foster Wallace goes, Oblivion is one that I don't own. I had read it from the library a long while back. So I got it. It's on the way, and we're thinking about doing one short story a week. Oblivion is really dark. It's a really dark reads, but we're going to have a lot of fun with it. We're going to have a lot of fun with it, that's for sure. Mine's either showing up on Saturday or it's showing up on Monday. That's how it's going. And then we'll probably just read them and talk about it starting now. And I'll do videos. I ain't finna read that. He's got a YouTube channel. If y'all aren't subscribed, anybody, okay, like these are the content creators that, and you know, dig my stuff, and, you know, we have common ground, at least through me, right? All the chatters, we have common ground a little bit. So, sub and support, you know. These are all, everybody here is content creators as far as I can tell. And, unless there's some lurkers, which is just fine. You can just lurk and see what's going on. But, you know, I just like to push a little bit on the lives to support each other and to sub. So I was thinking about what I was going to do for my next philosophical sci-fi in the series, and I was kicking around two options, and I wanted to kind of put it to a vote. It might as well be now. I mean, I'll leave them up, and we can keep it going through the live stream here. It's Cloud Atlas. Now, the philosophical questions are not overt in Cloud Atlas, right? It's just a narrative that's done very experimental fiction style that is very cool. I mean, it's such a cool book. But, doing I'm going to explore it, you know, philosophical and like questions of being, come at this text from that kind of way. So Cloud Atlas, and I wanted to do, I'm going to do both of these no matter what. But it's just which one do I do first, right? So Cloud Atlas or The Divine Invasion by Philip K. Dick. Now this is the most eccentric, wild, crazy Philip K. Dick from the final part of his life, post spiritual experience that I've ever read. I mean, it's wild and awesomely done. And but it's, for what it is, you know, what is it? 238 pages. This is very, very dense because all the characters are not what they seem. You know, God is a character. You know what I mean? The Torah is a character. Satan's a character. You know, all that kind of stuff. And it's pretty crazy. I mean, even for Philip K. Dick, this one's crazy. But I love it. You know, I love that kind of stuff. And it's very philosophical. So, it's just a question of which one you might like to see first. Which one you would like to see. Cloud Atlas or Philip K. Dick's The Divine Invasion. And I would like to go into whatever. I ain't fitting to read that. I really appreciate you. It's not based on the film, Scion. The film is based on the book, brother. Book came first, bruh. That's for sure. But yes, it is the same. It is the same. You know, with a lot of things stripped away. I love that film. That is a really good, well done movie. But when it comes down to it, the book is better. The book is way better. It is a book that lent itself very well to an adaptation, though. I think just because the visual medium was able to show without telling, the way that the characters move through time like that, they could show that by using the same actors, and they didn't have to tell you what they were doing. And the book does that, you know, without, you know, not in a visual medium, but in a different way. God, I love the comic relief of Cloud Atlas, which is, you know, the ghastly ordeal of Henry Cavendish. It's so hilarious. Yeah, exactly right, Scion. Cloud Atlas because of the algorithm. Thank you. I ain't finna read that. But you know, my videos, some of them hit really good, some of them don't. And really good for me is still, you know, not popular. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter. If my I mean, hell, dude, I almost got 500 subscribers right now. If I got 500 subscribers and most of my videos get less than 100 views, they get about 100 views at the best, then, you know, 20% of your subscribers are going to watch your videos. That's not, much. But it's fine. If 20% of my subscribers watch my video and there's 100 people watching my content, then, dude, I'm more than happy about that. I don't talk to 100 people in a week. You know what I mean? In my regular life, I talk to the same people every day. Pretty much. At work and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Scion, you'll love the book. You will. It's really, really cool. And it does what the movie does, but better. For sure. Yeah. I feel you there, Mark. That exegesis of Philip K. Dick is just a beast. And it's insane. He's breaking down the entire reality into information. You know what I mean? And it's just like, you're just like, oh my God, wait, does this make sense? Does it make sense? And you start feeling like horse lover fat in Valus. You're like, am I going crazy? Or am I just wise? Am I wise? Am I enlightened? Am I more enlightened than others? Or am I just a nutcase? You know what I mean? Very cool. Now I tell you, to the Lit House, you're really confusing me at this point because you said, I really like Cloud Atlas and would love to know what you think, Philip K. Dick. So, I guess that's a vote for both. You know what I mean? Yeah, I love both of those books, and I love philosophical sci-fi. So I'm just gonna keep on with that series. So I'm gonna do both of these at some point and explore them. And when I explore books like that, it totally works for a book review too, right? Even though it has spoilers. If I'm exploring it on my philosophical sci-fi series, then I'm gonna be, spoiling more, and I'm just gonna be letting it all out there. Yeah, it is very interesting to the Lit House, I tell you. Check out my author spotlight on Philip K. Dick, because about half of that video I'm talking about Philip K. Dick's later work post his experience. He called it a spiritual experience. I'll call it a spiritual experience. He said he had a beam of pink light beam down into his head when he saw a symbol, and he saw the Jesus fish, right? And he saw this on a necklace, and at that point, a beam of pink light went into his head and downloaded information for hours long of information, fast, and he couldn't even think about it. He couldn't conceptualize it. And then he came back to seconds later, still standing there looking at that symbol, and then he spent the rest of his life trying to make sense of that experience, one experience that he had. And it's super interesting. And if Philip K. Dick wasn't out there and crazy in his writing already, the later stuff is definitely the most wild. A Scanner Darkly, Ubik, and those two were written in his later life as well. Congratulations, congratulations, Steve and Becky. Yeah, rock on, for sure. I don't know if Mark Richardson is saying congratulations to the Bookish Bryants breaking 200 or to Steve for talking to Frida every day. But either way, congratulations, brother. Congratulations, y'all. You don't want to read no Anton LaVey book, Scion. I mean, you might want to. Go ahead and read what, you know, if you're talking about Anton LaVey, you're talking about the Satanic Bible. So, I mean, you know, check it out, whatever. But the Satanic Bible is a glorification of ego and selfishness, for sure. And, I mean, that's just what it is. It's a glorification of ego. And, you know, it is anti-Christian. It is an anti-Christ way of thinking that, you know, it doesn't even stand on its own. It doesn't hold up on its own. It requires Christianity for its existence. You know what I mean? So, whatever. Not really saying not to read it, because when it comes down to it, I read it. You know, I mean, I've read it before. I read whatever I want. And so, especially in being a seeker, I've always gone for whatever I wanted to read. Yeah. Yeah, man. Scanner Darkly is badass. Dude, Philip K. Dick wrote so much stuff. He wrote Minority Report. He wrote, Total Recall is based on a book by him called, We Can Remember It For You Wholesale. He wrote Man in the High Castle. He wrote, that Scanner Darkly. I mean, Philip K. Dick is prolific. He wrote Blade Runner. Blade Runner is a Philip K. Dick novel called Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep. And, I mean, he's all over. He's so prolific of a writer. You can actually get a bunch of, you know, Philip K. Dick stuff and go down and just point out which ones are movies. Because so much has been adapted. Get him, Steve. Yes. Yeah. The movie of Scanner Darkly is very, very good and very weird. But both of those, that's Philip K. Dick. Okay, that's how to describe Philip K. Dick. It's very, very good, and you're like amazed at the ideas, but it's so weird that you're like, how did somebody even come up with this? It's super fun. Ubik is one of my favorite of all time by Philip K. Dick. It's just Ubik, Ubik. And then, of course, I love all the later works. That Ubik and Scanner Darkly is part of it, but the Valis trilogy. Valis, The Divine Invasion, and The Transmigration of Timothy Archer. And, you know, his exegesis is a complete mind screw. Okay? I wouldn't even call it a mind blow. It's a mind screw. Where you're just like, especially in the age that we're in right now, the information age, when there's so much information at everybody's fingertips, it is very, very tough to, you know, wrap your head around the kinds of ideas that come up and Philip K. Dick is working out in his exegesis. So, alright, it seems like I might, it actually seems, just because I've done a lot of Philip K. Dick on my channel already, I think I'll do Cloud Atlas first, and then I'll do Philip K. Dick next, as far as my philosophical sci-fi is concerned, because I love it. I love them both. So I dig it. Let's see. Thanks, Timmy. Second Variety is my favorite PKD story. Second Variety. I need to check it out. I might have it in one of my short story collections of Philip K. Dick, but I don't recall it by name. But I'll definitely check it out. Philip K. Dick was an idea man. What a guy, I tell you. And Alfred Bester. I don't know Alfred Bester. Is he weird sci-fi as well? Is he weird sci-fi? Because if he's weird sci-fi, then it might be right up my alley. Yeah, Becky. Well, I mean, you know, there's a first time for everything. Becky says that she's never read Philip K. Dick before. You know, you've definitely come in contact with Philip K. Dick's work, even just in an adaptation form. You've come in contact with something, because there's a lot. And Philip K. Dick is so good at doing these kind of things where, like Minority Report, for example. Minority Report is a story that is essentially a murder mystery. But it's set in this crazy futuristic world with a police force that's using precognitive abilities to predict crimes before they happen and take people out. So there's a murder mystery. There's a murder that has happened and gone unsolved in that somewhere. You know what I mean? So it's just awesome. Nice. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's my main criticism of Philip K. Dick, is that he wasn't that great of a writer as you know, a literary writer. That's why, you know, he is where he is in the literary, you know, landscape. And so I do wish that there was that, you know, that he was just better executed, things like that. But hey, you know, I'll definitely give Alfred Bester a shot. What's up, Ami? Thanks for joining. Nice to see you, brother. So we're through about 47 minutes. I'll just do a quick recap because Ami's here. Nice. Yeah, Demolished, man. I have heard about that. I'll check out some Bester, that's for sure. Predestination with Ethan Hawke. Very cool. I'll check it out. Yeah, I love Ami. Thank you for coming by, brother. So I talked about my Calvino Hermit in Paris. I started this today. Got about 100 pages in. This is a really, really great, short, easy, quick, autobiographical sketches from Calvino. And the biggest portion of this book is his visiting America and traveling through America. I kicked around the idea of doing big book focuses on my channel ongoing. A big book a month. November, doing J.R. Perdido Street Station. December, with Lukács at Totally Pretentious. In January, I'm doing 100 Years of Solitude with Spinelli Speaks and Dostoevsky in Space. Christie Louise at Dostoevsky in Space. And then in February, I'm doing the big chunkster of them all, over 1,000 pages, Thomas Pynchon's Against the Day. So that'll bring me right up to March of the Mammoths. And then Mark Nash and I have kicked around the idea of doing The Recognitions by William Gaddis. And then I think I might just keep on with every month a big book and just seeing what people think about that. And then in my on my philosophical sci-fi series, I was thinking about doing Cloud Atlas next, or doing Philip K. Dick's The Divine Invasion. And I'll probably do them both. And that's just how it's going to go. I'm going to do them both. All right, Mark. Thank you for coming by, Mark. Always fun to hang out. And hope you really enjoy the end of Perdido Street Station. We're here to bust all the spoilers out. We got 200 pages left on Perdido Street Station. It's over 700 pages. So we've really been knocking it out. But there's still a lot. You know, we're 500 pages in. It feels like I'm coming up on an ending, right? It feels like we're coming up on an ending. And I got 200 pages left of this thing. So you know, there's a lot of time, there's a lot of space for China Mieville to do even more crazy stuff. It's insane. I can't wait. God, I love Perdido Street Station. It is some fun stuff, man. Very cool. Yeah. Yeah, Against the Day will be fun. We're going to do a read-along. We're going to have a bunch of people in on it. So, whoever wants in that. No, I didn't see a blurb by Borges. But the blurb that it says, like Borges and Gabriel Garcia Marquez, Italo Calvino dreams perfect dreams for us. Of the three, Calvino is the sunniest, the most variously and benignly curious about the human truth. And that is such a beautiful, beautiful way of describing Calvino's work. Because it's so hard to describe Calvino's work, right? Like, I mean, how would you ever tell somebody what Italo Calvino's all about? You know, I mean, you sit and talk for an hour and still not get anywhere. You know what I mean? Because he was so varied and he was into so much different stuff. Man, I love Robert Heinlein. For sure. Man, I love Timmy. I love your channel, bro. You guys are getting into all kinds of stuff. That's for sure. And it's very cool that you and your wife do it together, because you bring, you know, you have a broader type of reader that you're going to appeal to, you know? So I think that's really cool. Man, I've been trying to get some Joseph McElroy, Steve. I've been trying so hard to get some Joseph McElroy. They're all out of print. They're all expensive, you know? So I want to get Plus because I love sci-fi, right? But yeah, Women and Men is his just a big epic. See, I gotta get it, man. Nice, Ami. Alright, so Ami's in February. We're doing it in February. It's gonna be badass. I've never read it before, but I've read a lot of Pynchon. The only Pynchons that I haven't read are Against the Day and Mason and Dixon. So, then after that, I'll just have Mason and Dixon at some point to read. Yay, Danny! How are you doing, Danny? So I have plugged a couple of times, Danny, that we're gonna be reading 100 Years of Solitude. Bam! This is my reading copy. I have a hardcover book club edition of the first edition. It's a wonderfully beautiful book, and it's gonna be a beautiful read. It's gonna be a very beautiful read. Nice. Which bookish Bryant is about to order The City in the City? I bet it's Scott. Cause Becky was, I mean, China Mieville's pretty gross, and China Mieville's pretty hardcore in what he writes and stuff, so, I know that Becky was at first just kind of like, whoa, like, I didn't know this book was going there. You know what I mean? And it's just hardcore like that. What's my favorite graphic novel? Man, it's hard to say. But one of my favorite graphic novels of all time is Watchmen, for sure. Watchmen is so good. And, you know, very philosophical in the kind of things that it asks. I love The Watchmen. But, there's so many that I love. I've shown Black Hole on my channel. I love Black Hole. It's one of my favorite graphic novels. I love Why the Last Man, Brian K. Vaughan. I love Why the Last Man. What a great graphic novel story. I love 100 Bullets. That's one of my favorite of all time. 100 Bullets is Brian Azzarello. I love the old Marvels. by Alex Ross is the artist. I love that series, that Marvels series that they did. It's so beautiful and beautifully done. So, you know, it's hard to pick a favorite graphic novels, that's for sure. And I just showed my Dark Tower graphic novel set. The last video that I did on my Beautiful Book series was my Dark Tower graphic novels. And that was really, really fun. Nice. The city is so good except for the very ending. The resolution of the plot, which fell flat. I'm wondering if y'all think the same thing about the conclusion of Perdido Street Station. Well, we'll see. I haven't got to the end yet, and let me tell you, Steve, I'm not necessarily opposed to an anticlimax, if that's what we're getting at. But if it is just that the storytelling falls flat a bit, then I will, you know, I will call it out. I will kind of I'll be forthcoming with that kind of thing. But if it's just an anticlimactic thing like that, then I'm not so I'm not so worried about it. I like anticlimax. I do. Vineland is one of my favorite Thomas Pynchons. And the climax of that is not a climax. It's no climax. It's ridiculous. Oh, I love it. I love how it just leaves you like that. The Borg Collective of Bookish Bryants. Ah. Dude, I love Marvels. Yeah. I love Watchmen. Fuck yeah. Black Hole is so eerie. Black Hole is so eerie. It's so hardcore. I love the art, how the art works with the subject matter in Black Hole. It makes it so much better that it's black and white, and that it's these really solid blacks and whites. There's like not grays in between. I love it. Yeah, man, 100 Bullets. Oh, yeah, I did just read the Azzarello Joker run that he did. I did read that just maybe 2 months ago. It was really, really fun. I just wish it was longer, man. I wish it was more. You know what I mean? It was so cool. Yeah, I wish it was longer, because you could have really done some more stuff with that. But it was kind of like a hype thing, wasn't it? They did that to hype up Christopher Nolan's Batman. Yeah, man. Dark Tower. Oh, I do love Fables. Danny, you got that right. Fables is really cool. Fables is really cool. I don't own Fables. And I've been thinking about getting Fables to get into it, but I can't really justify buying graphic novels. They're so expensive, and I don't revisit them enough to really justify, you know, paying 10 or more for one graphic novel when the whole series will be like 10 to 15 or something. And then I'm in this thing for $150. I might as well buy a copy of Women and Men. Right, Steve? Jesus. I wish. Yeah. Yeah, to the Lit House. Watchmen is one of the best graphic novels ever written. As far as like a full storyline where you get this whole thing, and it's multi-layered, it's multifaceted, it's deep. I love Watchmen. Yeah, that's probably my favorite. Jay Maddox in the house. What's up, Jay? Don't come in here being all crazy now, Jay. Come on, Jay. Sorry about that. All right. I'm sorry that it looks like I'm gonna have to just give me 1 second. I gotta plug this up. Sorry about that. I knew I should have plugged it up before I started filming, but I'm an idiot. So, I did it. And it was just that quick. Hopefully that wasn't too bad of a break. You know, professional live streaming here, guys. You know, I didn't plug my phone up. It's ridiculous. But we're just about at the end anyways. But I didn't wanna necessarily end just because I had to. You know what I mean? So it's nice to see everybody come by. Marvel's is so fantastic. God, I love it. I mean, the artwork. Alex Ross, he did Kingdom Come. That's an amazing little story arc too. Kingdom Come is awesome. It's when Shazam gets like mentally controlled, and he goes and takes out Superman, and Superman and Shazam go at it. It's ridiculous. Yeah. Very cool. Man, it's good to see everybody around. Good to see everybody hanging out. Man, I really appreciate that, Becky. You know, my walls are nice. You know, the books are better, let me tell you. So, yeah, this is what we're doing. I've got too much on the docket. This is what we're doing now. Bam. They're beasts, but they're both really, really fun. This is probably one of my favorite reads of the year. I can't wait to see the end. I'm gonna withhold judgment until I get to the end. But it is so damn fun and wild as hell. And we've been having a blast with it for sure. Nice. Nice. Yeah, you know it. Yeah, you know Steven. You know, Steve, that Kingdom Come is awesome. Kingdom Come is awesome. It's got everybody in it. You know what I mean? But it's Alex Ross's artwork that really sets it off for me. And that's why I love the Dark Tower graphic novels. They're great as far as the story or whatever. You know what I mean? But I wouldn't give a crap. You know what I mean? Really. Except that it's Jay Lee doing some of the greatest artwork that you'll ever see in a graphic novel. Let me tell you. It's amazing. Totally amazing. Very cool. Yeah. Batman Year One and Daredevil Resurrection. Cool. I'm going to check them out. Like I said, you know, I don't really buy graphic novels and stuff, but what I do is I keep my eye out. There's a lot of used bookstores around Atlanta, Cobb County, you know, Metro Atlanta, that have a lot of graphic novels and have a lot of comics and trade bindings of graphic novel sets and stuff like that. And I mean, I'll go there and get them for a couple bucks. So that's the way to go. That's the way to go. And, you know, instead of, like I said, paying 10 to 15 bucks. But I did get a, when I was reading Why the Last Man, I was getting them off of eBay. Because I was just going to get them for cheap. And I bought a lot. Like 3 or 4 of the trade bindings of Why the Last Man. And I got I think it's like number 7 of the trade binding. So, it's, you know, it's like maybe 7 to 10 comics long. It's called Safe Word. And I got that copy, and it's signed by Brian K. Vaughan. So I ended up, you know, getting a signed Brian K. Vaughan, Why the Last Man, just by buying it used. And that's happened to me over and over. You know, I got like 4 or 5 books in my collection now that are signed by the authors, and I got them by buying used copies. That's how I got them, is by buying used first edition hardcovers. And so it's just the luck of the draw too. I mean, I'm not necessarily advocating that. You know what I mean? Because you do get burned. You do get burned sometimes. Ah, very cool. Nice. Man. Yeah, I haven't read any Daredevil. Nothing like that. You know, back in the day, of course. I've read it. I've read all kinds of comics. If y'all aren't aware, if you haven't seen yet, I've done my bookshelf tours, and on my bookshelf tours, I go through all my comics. So you can check those out on my on that playlist. I got pretty much everything that I own shown on a playlist on my bookshelf tours. Yeah, I loved Y the Last Man too, Becky. Oh my God, what a... I love the ending of Y the Last Man. It's so good. Such a great graphic novel. Said right on, Scion. Yeah, man, it's beast stuff, man. It's just done so well. And you know, I found myself kind of like being like, this guy. Like if I was this guy, I wouldn't be like he is. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be doing this. But then you kind of think about, it's that whole question of, you don't know what you're going to do until you actually are in a certain situation. You don't know what kind of person you are. Really. Until you actually are in a situation that calls for you to make a certain type of decision. And Y the Last Man really put me there. And I was like, man, it just put me in a place where I would never have gotten myself. Not really. You know what I mean? Because I wouldn't have thought it out so much and really got there. Yeah, I love good art, man. That's my favorite stuff about graphic novels, to tell you the truth. I don't, you know, I mean, I love the storylines, and I only go for graphic novels that have good storylines. That's all I am gonna read. I don't go to the comic shop and just search for whatever. But I do love good artwork. Nice. I'm going to check out Daredevil Resurrection for sure. Oh, Daredevil Born Again. Daredevil Born Again. Daredevil Born Again. Daredevil Born Again. Now I won't forget it, right? So, I think that, you know, it's supposed to be that the live chat is able to be, you know, played later on the when I put the live stream up on my channel, but I don't know if it's really like that, because whenever I've done it, I haven't been able to see that. So we'll see. But that's why I am saying the things that are in the chat as I'm responding to them sometimes, because if the live chat is not available, I want the watchers that watch it afterwards to be able to see what I'm responding to, because these live streams are getting a lot of views as far as, like, you know, normal stuff that I put out. These live streams are getting over, you know, 70, 80, 100 views. So if it's like that, you know, I want people to enjoy it and be able to follow what we're talking about. But thank you very much for coming by, y'all. Y'all are awesome. Thank you, Scion. Thank you, Becky. And thank you, Scott. Thank you, Steve Donahue. Thank you to the Lit House. Thank you, Timmy. Thank you, Danny at Spinelli Speaks. Thank you, I ain't finna read that, for coming by, for sure. Y'all definitely make this work. Thank you, Nikki. And I read past my bedtime. Always fun for having having friends come by. And Mark Richardson at Richardson Reads. Very cool. You guys, it really is a fun thing for me. J Maddox at J Maddox Entertainment. It's really a fun thing for me to do these lives. So I really appreciate the kind of response that I get from them. and that it seems like people are enjoying them. And, you know, the more the merrier when it comes down to it. Thank you for everybody who contributed and gave great advice. Steve, you're always good for it, having read so much. But I want it to be known, just at the very end here, that with one fell swoop, just without trying, I have destroyed the "Has Steve Read That" tag with Chandler Brossard's As the Wolf Howls at My Door. Thank you.